ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी भाषणे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपीश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome everyone. Yesterday we were discussing about the masculine and feminine aspect of parenting, harmonizing the three things: Tadayat, Lalayat and Mitravat Acharyat. Right. So there is a structure which is the discipline, and there is a affection which is spontaneous. And we discussed about how the 7 rasas have to be there in the growth of a child. 6 kind of taste should be there in their food. The 6 seasons they have to experience. They have to understand and feel the wow factor which is created in a human relationships, and beyond that every other living entity. You know, the small, the extraordinariness experienced in most ordinary things. And we also discussed about how, if you see, the entire creation is built with this principle. The celebration of our new year also is based on this principle also. We saw Mother Yashoda has a stick in her hand, but she also has a butter in her hand. So therefore, from every perspective, from the psychology perspective, from the historical perspective, from the scriptural perspective, from the statistical perspective, from the observation perspective, from whatever perspective we see, whenever there is a harmony between these two, then the child has a greater facility to grow. Hopefully we will conclude all the 5 topics, and as I said, very soon we are having a shorter version of courses on focusing specially on the self-discovery. Wait for the dates. So we learn some more things on this. Generally, the tendency in the modern world to become Janapriya. Janapriya means to become, to make others feel nice about ourselves. Oh, the teacher is very sweet, very nice. The parents are very nice. So what does it do? Parents fear losing child's friendship if they discipline. Right. But what happens is, we are also about to do something on friendship very soon. And if you study the whole concept of friendship in all our Vedic literature in regards to life, not in regards to heart, when we talk about ideal friendship, we have a very poetic ideology, right? That only happens with Krishna and Krishna's friends. With the rest, everybody, friendship is nothing but a mundane transaction, and therefore it requires certain discipline. Giving and taking. If it is only giving, that turns out to be getting exploited. You're just taking, it becomes nothing but pure selfishness. So therefore, you may have a friend in your child, a superficial pampered child, but you may not have the growth of the child. right? So therefore it is explained violence will happen in all relationship. You must have seen when a child is growing, we will deal with that. It is explained somebody falling for bad habits. Very first canto of the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada explains that eating flesh and then getting intoxicated, gambling, these are the natural tendencies of the conditional natural tendencies of the jivas. And therefore even the ants, they move towards sugar because sugar intoxicates them. So therefore to be drug addict is not a mystery, but to be freed from addiction and live a normal, peaceful, stable, rhythmic life is a mystery. No? And we see one of the greatest tragedy of this world is being proud for no good reason. The modern world, unfortunately, they boost the ego of the child from early days, as we were discussing. The child who is more informed in regards to modern world's information is called as a wisdom child. No, because of the Google, because of the smartphone, because of the information centric world, they process too much of information into their brain. That is not the sign of wisdom. And therefore, without they earning something, there is a biological pride कि मेरा बेटा है या मेरी बेटी है, my child, therefore she or he is good. No? This my connection to this world in regards to anything, whether it is spiritual or material, it is a pride which is not earned. When I say I am proud of being an Indian, or I say I am proud of being an American, what is that? That biological pride, or that pride without actually experiencing fulfillment by contribution, such a pride is disruptive, arrogant and destructive. It creates a disruption because it is full of blindness. It is a different from confidence, because confidence is an experience of a journey of life, and arrogance is a illusory position what we feel that we have. And we see that all over. Whenever you are born to a VIP, one of the statement on the toll naka during the coronavirus, whatever it is, जानते नहीं क्या मैं कौन हूँ, मैं इसका बाप हूँ या मैं इसका बेटा हूँ. This has become so much there in the system. We feel privileged, and when anyone feels privileged, they are never fulfilled people. They have the tendency of narcissistic behavior because they are not fulfilled. Only when you achieve the tangible achievement, when there is a tangible achievement, that gives rise to confidence and gratitude. But instead of showing confidence and gratitude, we are pampering the ego of our own children without they deserving it. Not only they don't deserve it, it is a poisonous as they grow in the real world, because real world is brutal and ruthless. In fact, if you study carefully, yes, we say this statement, children are innocent. Mula hi devaकडची फुलं. In Marathi they say that. They used to say, मुलं ही देवाकडची फुलं. The children are the flowers in the altar of the Lord. But there is another understanding also. मुलं ही फार मोठे फूल. They are also murk. They are also idiots. They may look cute, as I said. This seminar is not to flatter anybody. This seminar is about dealing with the realities of life. There is a natural tendency for the child to become beastly. One very famous psychologist, he says, when the parents allow the child to explore, the child will continue to explore, continue to be nasty. The child, it is not a conscious one, it is an unconscious reality for the child, and therefore the child will push the limit of patience of the parents. And as much as the parents tolerate the nastiness, that much the child will increase the nastiness. Therefore, the child has to experience resistance. The child has to experience push coming from the parents because of the discipline. Just like if somebody hits your hand, or you hit your own hand to the palm, as much as the palm resists, the punch from the left hand become less impactful, क्योंकि वहां डैम लगा दिया. Right? The hungry tiger roars louder, but if we keep that tiger hungry, eventually because of the starvation, the tiger is forced to become submissive. We don't want to change the nature of the tiger, but if you are having a pet as a tiger, you can't afford to have that tiger within your premises and still be a beastly from the forest. And therefore, it is explained in the Mahabharata, a very, very brutal reality. In the very house where your child is born, when other sibling comes there is a natural tendency among the previous children to feel threatened by a new entry in their house. It is not logical, it is not coherent in their system, it is not intellectual reality, but it is the psychological reality of feeling threatened. उनको लगता है कि कोई शत्रु आ गया, they feel some enemy has come. So being envy and feeling enmity towards other, it is a natural quality, unfortunately, not the quality of the soul, but that is the quality of the competitive world. And transforming that reality into a reality of cooperation and harmony is a journey. It's a difficult and challenging situation. Right, so therefore, when we understand this very clearly, the harmony between discipline and affection, then what does it do? It gives rise to greater growth in the child's life. And their discipline is not an option. It is one of the important ingredients in the entire hormone growth of a child. A choice nahi hai. You cannot give a choice to your children. It's okay of not being okay. It's okay not to be responsible. It's okay you don't take bath. It's not okay. Because as much they live a pampered life, that much they will be abused in the future, or they will abuse others. The legacy of abuse will always continue. The second subject we will discuss is the journey from knowledge to wisdom. Some of these concepts were cleared in our talk on grading or upgrading our wisdom. Right. how does it happen? It happens by, if you study carefully, the whole concept of knowledge to wisdom is a life of experience. There are three things. First part of child's life, affection is synonymous to having limitless positive experience in life. सकारात्मक का अनुभव कर रहे हैं. That becomes the foundation of child's life. That should become the foundation of child's life. Stability caused by affection. When the stability is caused by affection is there, then what does that happen? That gives rise to asking questions. ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है, very very important, as we discussed from the Shrutis. You know, the Vak Shakti. To give an example, when you experience stability, it is but natural that you rest like a baby. You rest like a small child. बहुत सुंदर निद्रा आ जाती है. When you are able to sleep peacefully and stably, what does it do? That makes you remain fresh. When you are fresh, when you rise in the morning, then when you sit for listening something, your brain opens up very nicely. Your mind opens up. Therefore, it is said, early to bed, early to rise makes one healthy, wealthy and wise. And therefore the Bhagavatam explains, very interesting, just see the physical act of sleeping. What is sleep? We say, oh, nidra to tamogun mein. Nidra, the act of sleep is in tamogun. But you know what happens? If you are able to function properly with that tamogun, 6 to 7 hours, that very tamogun gives rise to a great wisdom. Nidra ye buddhi ka ek lakshan hai. If somebody is able to sleep properly, that gives rise to proper wisdom and knowledge. Just imagine, when if you try to artificially avoid sleeping thinking that is tamoguna, then you get into more tamoguna when you are awake, because you go crazy, you become restless, you can't focus on anything. So just imagine, nidra is synonymous to increase in intelligence. Appropriate nidra. So physical act has the power to make you intelligent. Therefore experience. When a children experiences stability, that is the point we were making, the attention in listening increases. The attention in reading increases. Right. The attention of retaining increases, reading increases, and attention of creating things also increases. When you apply oil, we will discuss in greater details about nurturing your nature. When you apply oil on your skull, a rhythmic massage made by your mother on your head, if you never got to experience the touch of your mother's hand on your head in the form of applying oil and sending the energy, what is pranic healing? They do all this thing, right? They do like this and throw it like that, and it works. It does work. I've heard about one pranic healer. He charges 1 lakh rupees for one session. It could be 20 minutes, and people stand up in line to take healing from him or her. But in our system, there was whole concept of a mother would touch her hand, bhadram the, and she would massage, creating a circular massage on the head. उस हाथ में मातृत्व की शक्ति है. वी हैव डिस्कस दिस अबाउट नजर उतारना, उसमें शक्ति ताकत है उसमें। लेकिन आजकल के माताएं, दे वांट टू गिव लव एंड अफेक्शन, बट देयर लव एंड अफेक्शन इज मोर सेंटिमेंटल, लेस रिदमिक एंड साइंटिफिक। Patting on the back, that thup thup, it is so profound, another energy healer. So when the children experience these things in their early childhood, given by their father, mother, grandparents, those experience, what do? They open up the ability to have a discretion about the world. वहां देखने की दृष्टि, राइट, द एंगल ऑफ विजन, जो देखते हैं ना, देखना जिसको कहते हैं दृष्टवा, आपने देखने की दृष्टि, what does it do? It changes. And therefore when you come to the school, when the child comes to the school, he will not answer questions, rather the child will ask question to the teacher. Recently when we were eating lunch, myself and Gaur Gopal Prabhu, he was telling the story of one famous Nobel laureate. What made him different from other children? So he was telling somebody that other children, when they would come back to the home, the parents asked this question to those children: did you answer all the questions raised by the teachers? Did you write all the questions raised by the teachers? The teacher became a question machine and the child became answering the model answers. That is what the algorithm is. If you are able to answer this many sets of questions, then what does it do? That gives rise to a expert in answering questions, and you will get whatever grades you want. 90 plus, 92, 93, 94, 95. That's great. Congratulate them. But this lady, and who became a Nobel laureate, and what did he say? He said, my mother, interestingly, she did not ask me whether you answered questions or not. Instead, she asked me, did you ask right questions? Did you increase the inquisitiveness in you? I remember I was, with our departed Shyamavalla Prabhu. He was oncologist turned into a great Ayurvedic doctor. Unfortunately, he left this world, right, in a unfortunate event of his life. Very talented, very hard working, very, researching on many aspects of Ayurveda. And he was talking about one famous Ayurvedic Vaidya who opened up and trained so many young people to become future Ayurvedic doctors in a traditional Gurukul system. And he made a very interesting point. What was it? He said the teacher would take the children into the forest to make them feel the connection that this very forest is the land of Aushadhi. This is my Veda Shala, this is my Vaidya Shala. Right? But in the early days, the children would not understand. But slowly they would raise questions. And depending upon how many questions the children raise about this flower, about this leaf, about this herb, about this, why are you doing this, why are you doing like that, they knew this child has a greater potential to become a child of wisdom, not information alone. Therefore, it is very important to allow children to explore. A guided exploration gives rise to thoughtful questions in their mind. And when there are reasonable, logical, thoughtful answer given by the parents, what does it do? It stays into their system. They become hungry learners rather than mugging the answer. सीखना प्रश्न करने से आता है, उत्तर देने से नहीं आता. उत्तर, by giving answer you get grades, but asking question you grow. And only those who are growing in a meaningful way, they are the one who either hired by the people, those who understand, or these are the people, generally these are the people hire those people who have answered in a very rhythmic and a systematic way. Therefore, experience. I remember talking to one friend who was working in one of the most systematic country. Right. What is the system there? There are such a system, there is a rhythm in life. The concept of spontaneity is lost. And because of the spontaneity is lost, the jugaad system is not there. And because the jugaad system is not there, they basically become part of the systematic machine. Like a smartphone, like a computer. Right. What does computer do? It creates a system. But when that system is so rhythmic, you stop being creative. When you stop being creative, it creates only trouble in life. And therefore, please understand, again, wisdom comes with not flat screen, but rather 360 dimensional screen. I think I don't know where I spoke. In the one of our friend astrologer was telling, he said in astrology there are 5 dimensions. There are 5 dimensions. Very interesting. The 4 dimensions, the height, the length, the breadth, and the 4th is time factor. They are objective reality. They are unchangeable reality. But what does the screen do? Unfortunately, many times screen creates an artificial reality which is not a reality. A person living in a small village sees what he or she are not supposed to see. They see beautiful mansion on the river bank, Hudson River. You know what happens? He is in this reality, but start imagining into that reality. So therefore, imagination at that age is not a wisdom. Imagination should happen based upon a beginning structured, then breaking that structure. For example, if you talk to a musician, a sangitkar, a classical singer, when they are teaching you, the taan, the raga, the rhythm, and the voice module, alap, all that, there is a structure. It is boring in the beginning. Like that they make you do for a long time, holding that swara and then changing. Right? It's boring. Right? But unless you go through that, you will not be able to sing spontaneously. The classical singer, if you ask, okay, you sing now, Kannada Raja Pandaricha, right? Or Bhagyada Lakshmi Baramma, like how Bhimsen Joshi sang. Or, the famous song of, since we recently celebrated Ashadha Ekadashi, Sundarate Dhyana Ube Vitevari. Right? Any famous singer who are trained in this, not even famous, on the spot the tabla wala, the singer and the harmonium wala, they instantly create a symphony and sing. Why? Because they have a structure, the sutras are there, and if you have the sutra, then you break the very principle. Not you break the principle, you expand those principle as if you are going beyond those principle. इसलिए सीमा असीमित इमेजिनेशन को क्रिएट करती है. प्लीज हियर दिस अगेन. सीमा, बिकॉज सीमा इज सूत्र. Sutra creates limitless permutation and combination for a musician. Therefore, this whole concept of giving, wisdom, the wisdom is very important. And when they, like, if you please try to do this, if you can, with your children, ask them, okay, call all of your relatives, make a nice system about your ancestral family, find them out. When Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he wanted to inaugurate a book, his Journey Home book, they wrote in one of the language, Slavic language, I think. No? So that was his ancestral home from his father's side. And his father became excited to ask him, okay, go and look for your roots. Right? Because he had never been there. So you can imagine going back to understand what was my roots. So if you allow your children to connect to their village, some of the elderly relatives and family members, that experience will give rise to greater wisdom, that interaction. I remember there is a Gurukul in one of the villages in South Canara. It is run by the Sangha people. About 300 children are there, and at least now 20-30 of them have got into doing PhD also. PhD in different aspect of in Sanskrit. And if you talk to them, how did they grow? They did not grow in a four wall where food supply was happening. All the children, at least 8 days in the month, they had to go house to house, collect their ration, their food grains. And their principal was telling us, what the interesting part is? Their learning has happened now only. They experience one of the great principles of life. Some will give, apparently looking very poor, large hearted. And some poor might say, अरे खुद को खाने के लिए तुम क्या खाना मांग रहा है? And sometimes the wealthy people are nice and sometimes they are nasty. So they realize, and he was telling, these kind of experiences of their life, they become very expert in interacting with the world. अंदर से बार्गन करने की कला को सीखते हैं. They understand how to gauge people. If you are only watching television and screen, how will you understand people? And therefore wisdom is more important than knowledge. Otherwise we will become Karna like student, very skillful, but will always fail on the table of life. Where there is a real life, they will fail. We will discuss this more. The third principle is the principle of Dvandva. Now this principle of Dvandva is very interesting. Right? What is this Dvandva principle? The principle of Dvandva was taught to all of us based on the second principle what we discussed. What is the second principle? Brain parenting. How did it happen? It would happen that consciously or unconsciously you are learning the art of dealing with duality. When a child plays the snake and ladder game, a snake and ladder game is a typical example of dealing with the dualities of life. please, in this lockdown, play that game with your children. You will enjoy. It is a sattva guna duality. What we see in a cricket match, in a football match, in a political reality, in a drama reality, what does it do? It creates an artificial hype of excitement. And at the same time, it also creates artificial great anxiety, blood pressure moving back and forth here, this side and that side. But the snake and ladder is a peaceful rhythmic game. You're moving ahead slowly, then one ladder comes, you slowly go up, then you're going up, you're sitting. The whole principle is इसमें हिलना नहीं है. यहाँ external exhibition नहीं है emotions का. You're peaceful only when your ladder is taking you up, and suddenly from 98 you come down to 3 or 8. That's painful, but you still keep on playing. As I mentioned many times, nowadays the ladder they are trying to make big and snake they are making less, because our children cannot handle this failure in their life. There should be positivity. Consciously making them lose in a bargain of life as they're young is more important than making them feel good by actually giving them artificial prize. And therefore, what is one of the most important instruction of Krishna? One of the most important of Krishna teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, the concept of Dvandva. Now take the second chapter, so many places, right? Krishna is talking about Dvandva, dualities of life, victory and defeat, summer and winter, heat and cold, fame and not being so famous, poverty and wealth, कभी बनती है कभी नहीं बनती है. These are part of life, Arjuna, unavoidable, cannot be changed. And therefore, why did we say about the story of snake and ladder? When we play snake and ladder, we start conditioning ourselves for the duality. One of the great tragedy, this is what I call as a tragedy, we teach faith to children. It could be a little controversy. We teach faith to children. Now faith has to be processed by those who have a faith. Faith are in 3 gunas, Rajo, Sattva and Tamo. Study the 17th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. 3 kinds of faith. Read the 3rd canto of the Bhagavatam, wherein Kapil Muni talks about 3 kinds of bhakti. When I say to the child, because children cannot process in the early childhood, they simply believe. They cannot process, they believe. If you say that Krishna will protect if you chant, if you say Krishna will take care of you, they have no process of processing that information. It is simply goes deep into their system, and they start hoping in their challenging and difficult times Krishna will come and help. We process the information. How does he protect Krishna? How does he protect us? No, he protects by the process of when you take to the path of devotional life. If your karma is so big, it becomes small. No, if you cut your finger, you may believe वो पहले गला कटने वाला था लेकिन उंगली कट गई. It is a process of growing in faith based upon your spiritual logic and spiritual association. If you are going through financial difficulty and your senior devotee said that's a purification by Krishna, just tolerate it, हो गया. To the extent when 1200 Vaishnavas were killed in near Ranganath temple by the invading forces, what happened was our people communicated to their relatives. They said, this is how Lord Ranganath wanted them to go back to the spiritual world, and therefore they came and they attacked and they fought as much as they could do, but actually real reason was they wanted to go back to Godhead, and Krishna wanted to take them back to Godhead. Therefore he used the Yavanas to do these things, and they went back to Godhead. Sounds so good, right? You can process this faith, adults can do that, but unfortunately even they fail many times. Therefore, what you study carefully, after the age of 5, the children were given the experience of Dvandva. They will be rejected in the game by some friends. They will be accepted in the games by some friends. Some friends will give from their tiffin to eat, and some will not give. So this game of dice, the game, what does it do? It gives rise to the concept of Dvandva. Tell the stories of Krishna not to make them faithful. Tell them stories of Krishna to make them grateful. श्रद्धा के बढ़कर कृतज्ञता की भावना सिखाओ. When they experience कृतज्ञता, because what is कृतज्ञता? Faith is personal, but कृतज्ञता is another aspect of buddhi. Just like nidra is one aspect of buddhi, even gratitude is one aspect of buddhi. So when we teach the wisdom of life, when we give discipline to the children, and when we teach them Dvandva, in fact, in many places, they have stopped using a mother tongue. Because any Indian language mother tongue is little complex, but it is profound. दिखने में आता है complex है, but it is profound. Just see, English language is giving like a faith. You have to assume. How? Therefore in the villages, sometimes people send this on the Facebook. अरे गाँव की लेडी देखो कैसे पढ़ा रही है. जब भी when they have to write the spelling of something like BUT but and BAT bat. What do they do? To write cut, they write CAT cut. Right. BUT but हो गया, and bat हो गया, BAT bat हो गया, तो therefore कट लिखने के लिए बैट एंड कट CAT लिखेंगे वो लोग. ऐसे कितने सारे. Now if you understand, if you see carefully, that whoever it is, they are thinking from their mother tongue. अपनी मातृभाषा के बारे में सोच कर वो लिखते हैं. क्योंकि when you write हिंदी, कन्नड़ा, मलयालम, तेलुगु, बंगाली, गुजराती, ओडिया, all these languages, you write as you pronounce. Please hear this. जैसे आप pronounce करते हो वैसे लिखते हो. There is a rhythm between learning, reading and writing. But unfortunately in English, what you write, what you learn, what you spell, what you pronounce is not equivalent to what you write. Gender में G आ गया, तो J कैसे आ गया उधर? Just see how they think. जेंडर है तो हम कैसे लिखे ज, हिंदी का ज, देवनागरी का. बट इंग्लिश में जेंडर का जे नहीं लिखते हो, जी लिखते हो. तो उनकी गलती क्या है? व्हाट इज देयर प्रॉब्लम? सो दे हैव टू अज्यूम. यू हैव टू टीच स्पेलिंग ऑफ सर्टेन वर्ड्स. Almost all English words you have to learn to spell it properly. सीखना पड़ता है every word. CAT cat, BAT bat, CUT cut, PUT put, apple APPLE, ऐसा सीखना पड़ता है. But in Devanagari language we were never taught. We were taught the ingredient but not how to write. We were taught A, E, and then instantly what happened, you will start writing, not as much as how you learn English. So therefore teaching Dvandva is not assuming, teaching Dvandva is making them experience. लेकिन श्रद्धा को अज्यूम करना पड़ता है. There are so many stories where children, when they fail to experience what their parents promised, if you chant few rounds and study, Krishna will give you greater grades than others. नहीं हुआ. Worship Krishna, which we have to worship, but the purpose of worship not to develop a superficial faith, to develop wisdom centric Shraddha. Right, so therefore it is very important. Faith takes away your logic. श्रद्धा आपके न्याय को निकाल देता है. इसलिए पहले न्याय सीखा. व्हाट इज न्याय? न्याय, व्हाट इज न्याय? सिंपल वर्ड, न्याय और अन्याय. अन्याय, न्याय इज जस्टिस अनफॉर्चुनेटली, एंड अन्याय इनजस्टिस. बट हियर न्याय इन संस्कृत, न्याय मीन्स you prove through certain premises. ये फल है. फल क्यों है? First they do not experience the thing, they experience the taste. बराबर ना? बच्चे लोग पहले फल का अनुभव करते हैं, बाद में माता पिता फल का अनुवाद कराते हैं. अनुभव, न्याय. And therefore, if you give a 3-year-old child, if she or he has experienced fruits, थोड़ा fruits डालो, थोड़ा फूल डालो, थोड़ा प्लास्टिक फल रखो, they have the capacity. न्याय है, logic है. The original fruit they will separate from the artificial fruit. You just give the basket में भर के try करो इसको. But if you keep telling, faith, क्या होगा? उसका वायरिंग में गड़बड़ हो जाएगा. Therefore, just like they experience Nyaya, let them grow up. They will see your faith, they will develop your culture, and then they will have their assessment, their analysis of Shraddha. Let us not get into all the details, but Dvandva is the reality. The first part is also the principle of Dvandva. Second topic was also part of Dvandva, and therefore I want to keep it very short about Dvandva. What is Dvandva? What do you see in this world? उनको अपने घर में हमेशा के लिए अलग अलग टेस्ट का दो. Sometime give them what they like, sometime give them what they don't like, but it is good for them. They are defeated in regards to eating what they like, but they are developing wisdom कि दुनिया में ना हर चीज हमेशा आपके इच्छा से नहीं मिलती है, थोड़ा एडजस्टमेंट करना पड़ता है. Otherwise your children will ask you to adjust the entire world for them. Privileged children would ask, okay papa, can I get this Audi car? बाप लेकर आता है. Can I get this car? लेकर आता है. अरे रिक्शा में भेजो उनको. Right? When they experience the other side of life, what does it do? They realize, अरे रिक्शा का भी एक अनुभव होना चाहिए, कार का भी अनुभव होना चाहिए. Therefore the Indians, why do they flourish when they go out, wherever part of the world they go? Because they've experienced rickshaw, they've experienced bail gadi, they've experienced लाल बस, they've experienced red car. हर चीज को अनुभव करने की क्षमता थी, वो क्षमता को प्राप्त किया, and therefore they can remain always grounded if the training and education and knowledge is given to them. The next principle is, this will be the main focus of our 3 days very selective seminar. It is meant for the couples. In regards to parenting, we expect only the couple register. It is not an open seminar, and the focus will be on this subject. What is that? Swa and Sarva, selfishness and selflessness. Therefore, self discovery is not selfishness. खुद को खोजना, खुद को शोधन करना, ये स्वार्थ नहीं है. If somebody tells you, if you are focusing on yourself, you are being very selfish, I am sorry to say they are wrong. Why they are wrong? Study Bhagavad Gita. Why do you send your children to school? Why do you send your child to the hospital sometimes? आप किसी बच्चों को हॉस्पिटल में भेजते हो and you have a doctor who is your friend, but he or she is not competent to treat your children, or it is not their branch. Will you maintain the relationship? Will you tell your child, बेटा देखो, संबंध आरोग्य से बढ़कर होता है. I can't hurt my friend. Therefore, please do not think about your health. Let us not hurt him. It doesn't matter to you if your friend is not able to treat, you go to somebody else. Why? Because it is, I go to the hospital not to favor the hospital. I go to the hospital to cure my problem. Why do I go to school? I don't go to school. I don't want to hear from my teacher. Children, don't ask the school what the school can do for you. Ask the children what you can do for the school. What is it? You are not allowing me to learn. You are not making me discover my talent, making my seed into potential plant. आप मुझे इस प्रकार के जो पेप टॉक देकर मेरे भावनात्मक दृष्टिकोण से मुझे त्याग करने के लिए बोल रहे हो. यू आर ट्राइंग टू मेक मी सैक्रिफाइस व्हेन आई हैव नथिंग टू सैक्रिफाइस. राइट? The parents are very clear the child is going for the child's selfish reason. Yes, the part of that selfish reason is to learn the art of how to become selfless in the future. Very important principle. Whether you go to school, whether you go to college, whether you go to any place, you go for your growth. जब तक आपका स्वधर्म का ग्रोथ नहीं होगा, then when people ask you to sacrifice, you cannot sacrifice because you don't know your own self. आप अपने आप के बारे में नहीं जानोगे तो दूसरों के बारे में कैसे त्याग करोगे? Unless you exist as a person, all other roles will be redundant and non-existing. Therefore, self-discovery is not selfishness, and self-growth supports service to others. Right? So, therefore, we discussed all this example. Unless there is a self, there cannot be selflessness. Therefore, what does Bhagavad Gita teach? The entire Bhagavad Gita, certainly yes. Recently, I'm doing a lot of Gita classes. Such a fascinating, I was telling somebody, I don't know Krishna's flute. I only read in the Bhagavatam. But I can't hear the flute, right? I can hear Hari Prasad Chaurasia's flute. Sounds great. No, I hear our Guru Gaurang Prabhu's flute. I've seen from blowing air in the flute, now he plays so nicely. I can feel that. But I have not heard Krishna's flute. Krishna's flute is an imagination for me. It's a faith for me. Krishna Shank flute bajate the, and it was mesmerizing. Read it in the scripture. But the words of Krishna, Vyasadev recorded them. Exactly the same bhavartha. शब्द अलग हो सकते हैं. There could be difference in word. I don't know about them, but I can guarantee you, fascinating bhavartha. Vyasadeva captured the essence of the bhava, what Krishna spoke to Arjuna, and gave it to the entire world. What a contribution! What a contribution! And what is that Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is all about keeping Arjuna in the center. The goal of Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita which was spoken on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to Arjuna by Krishna, yes, certainly to become a devotee of Krishna. That Arjuna had no confusion about that. Arjuna had no confusion about his identity as a devotee of Krishna. कभी नहीं था. युद्ध भूमि पर भी नहीं था. उसके बारे में प्रश्न नहीं उठाए उन्होंने. He did not raise that question. Krishna, you know what? I lost faith in you. I don't accept you anymore as God. Can you prove how you are God? That's a big deal for me. All these years I was forced by my mother. She was your devotee. So now I have to accept you. But you know what? I've lost it. I'm just giving up. No, you don't hear that. Nowhere in the Bhagavad Gita Arjuna raises those questions. Rather, Krishna tells it very clearly, reconfirm, because Arjuna, you are my devotee, therefore I am telling you this, right? Bhakto se me sakha cheti. But if you study Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna's questions was in regards to his own self. कि कृष्ण, मैं मेरे ड्यूटी के बारे में confusion हो रहा है मुझे. He knew who he was a Kshatriya. He had performed his duty based upon his nature. But unfortunately, in this event, that particular event, he was confused about dealing with a particular issue called as grandfather, grand teacher, and Kula Guru and family members. That was the problem. Therefore, the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita for Arjuna specifically was about performing his Swadharma. And therefore, in our case, if we only give the devotional identity which has to be given, there is no question, because that is the reality. There is a constitutional identity, there is a conditional identity, there is a circumstantial identity, what the Shastras called as Swadharma, Swarupa Dharma, and Apad Dharma. Apad Dharma is nothing but being smart when the electricity is not going, because normal condition is that electricity is working. When it is don't have, what to do? आपका टिकट नहीं है ट्रेन में और टीसी आ गया, उसके साथ कैसे डील करोगे? आपद धर्म, जो आप एक्सपर्ट हो आपके प्रोफेशन में, at some point of time, because some emergency reason, you are not getting to do what is your expertise, and there comes the apad dharma. So basically Bhagavad Gita, what does it do? It reconciles these three identities, Swadharma, Swarup Dharma and Apad Dharma, but it is all connected to one individual and is called as Arjuna. And I always tell this, one of the great teachers, Vedanta Deshika, he creates a beautiful conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. And Krishna told Arjuna, you know what? It is better to perform one's own duty. Many times the managers, and even sometime, when you have certain agendas to fulfill, it doesn't matter what agenda it is. It doesn't matter what agenda it is. We try to use people for that agenda. Nothing wrong about in regards to your intention. We are not questioning anybody's intention. We are discussing the concept of Swadharma. When I engage someone who is better suited for learning the scripture and communicating people to a work which is not meant for him to do, in the kitchen for that matter. अरे ये तुम्हारे ये करने से भगवान प्रसन्न हो जाएंगे, ये करने से ये प्रसन्न हो जाएंगे. इमरजेंसी के लिए आप बोल सकते हो, इमरजेंसी है, तुमको करना पड़ेगा. दैट इज ओके, बट गिविंग अ रॉन्ग आइडिया इज नॉट ओके. इवेंचुअली द पर्सन्स फील चीटेड. But if you help that personality to perform his duty and add the concept of dharma and Narayan Samarpayami, Krishna Samarpayami, what does it do? It allows that personality to grow very nicely. Therefore, Vedanta Deshika says, he says, when Arjuna asks Krishna, who decides my Swadharma? कौन निर्णय लेता है स्वधर्म को? That is one of the aspects we will also deal with. He said, कौन निर्णय करता है? Krishna says, nobody, Arjun. I said, why nobody? He said, if anybody decides your Swadharma, he will have an agenda. He said, only your Purva Karma and 3 modes of material nature decide your Swadharma. As we discussed, Nidra, which is in Tamoguna, it is also part of your Prakriti to sleep every day. You can't say it's a waste of my time to sleep. And if you choose to sleep 2 hours instead of 6.5 or 7, depending upon what kind of Prakriti you have, what will happen? You will tend to become crazy eventually. Rather than you wanted to be in Sattva Guna by avoiding sleep, but you entered into more Tamoguna in the daytime also. But if you enter into Tamoguna for 6 hours in the night time, you become more intelligent. This is not I am saying, the Bhagavatam is saying. This is what the Sankhya Yoga Kapil Muni is speaking. This is what Ayurveda also says. निद्रा का लक्षण है, जो बुद्धिमान है, बुद्धि बढ़ जाते हैं निद्रा से. एंड एक छोटा सा निद्रा आपकी बुद्धि को बढ़ाती है, आपके अलर्टनेस को बढ़ाती है. जस्ट इमेजिन इफ यू लिव अ लाइफ ऑफ स्वधर्मा, हाउ मच मोर यू कैन कॉन्ट्रीब्यूट, how much more you can contribute. And Krishna goes to such an extent to tell Arjuna, he said, Arjuna, it is better to nidhanam shreya, even if there are all faults, there is a destruction, there is a death in doing your swadharma, better to perform that than doing somebody else's duty, however perfect it is. Now you can't get better reconfirming that verse twice in the Gita. Right, there are many such connected verses, but this verse is repeated twice. Shreyan Swadharma Viguno Paro Dharma Bhayavaha, in the 3rd chapter and in the 18th chapter, and only 2 other verses are Man Mana Bhava Mad Bhakto Madhyajim Nam Namaskuru. Therefore, discovering through 3 modes of material nature, discovering through your psychophysical nature, and using at the right time in the service of Lord Narayan, Lord Krishna, is what makes you grow. So therefore, Swa and Sarva are integrated. The Sarva should not destroy the Swa, and the Swa should not undermine the Sarva. Swartha should not destroy contribution to the society, and contribution to the society should not destroy your identity. One of the greatest tragedy, as far as I understand, studying people, some of the good people, some of the nicest of the people they become lost as they grow in their life. They say, मैं थक गई हूँ, मैं थक गया हूँ, because they always add value to somebody else's life. They always add value to somebody else's life, and people use them eventually. So that is not fair and that is not correct. And therefore, our whole entire learning will be based upon this principle of Swa and Sarva. Self-discovery is not selfishness. If self-discovery is only like Duryodhana's self-discovery, that is destructive. But Arjuna's self-discovery, that is beautiful building of the society, but the self-discovery has to happen. And in the conclusion, harmony between passion and future profession, right? It's a very interesting, what happens, unfortunately there is a conflict between opportunities in regards to making big money and following your passion. The modern young people, they are becoming very idealistic in regards to doing their passion. They dream about their passion. They dream about, I will not do anything unless I love to do it. Then what happens? They slip on to many opportunities which have come to their way. Or on the other hand, the traditional families, what do? They force their children to do what is most practical in regards to making money. They do not care for their passion. We have two extremes. The extremes of realistic practicality and poetic passion. So when these two dramatically opposing views are clashing, what happens? We are creating less and less number of people who are responsible, but narrowing their growth in integrated life, their social growth, their relationship growth, their health growth is becoming less and less, because they are focused in earning more and more and more and more and not seeing anything else. On the other hand, there are hippie class of people, and I am going around, going to Himalayas, going to Dharmshala, going to this yoga center, that yoga center, and I want to learn, I want to do this, their language, right? They are not satisfied because they have such a great aspiration. And therefore it is very interesting. Krishna taught the Pandavas art of harmonizing between opportunities and your passion. In the Virata's kingdom, what was left to the Pandavas? What was left to the Pandavas was simply the opportunity of hiding themselves. That was the time where you have to fulfill the opportunity of not being recognized by others, and to not to be recognized by others. What they had to do? They had to do something which was not their passion. It was not Bhima's passion to be in the kitchen and cooking. He was not there in the kitchen to cook and eat. He was there in the kitchen to cook and cook. And whatever gift he would receive, Mahabharata says, he would go to the market and sell it. वो खाता भी नहीं था, he was not eating it. Basically bring back the resources to maintain himself. Arjuna, the great archer, the great friend of Krishna, was teaching a dance. He was braiding the hair. He was putting the rangoli. The great Draupadi was making chandan, because that gave stability in their life to wait for that right passion to be displayed. So therefore somebody answered this question, a practical person, they asked him, how do you reconcile between passion and opportunity? He said, simple, go for opportunity first. Depending upon your situation, if you see there is a need for money, there is a need for settling down, do not destroy your passion. Park your passion. Park in the car park. And when you are developing based upon the opportunity what has come to you, eventually you can try in any field at any stage of your life, right? But keep that in the mind. So therefore, the parents should not kill the passionate child of the children, saying that, oh, there is no opportunity here. And so-called liberal parents should not destroy the discipline and opportunity in the name of passion. Because if you study carefully, the concept of artificial passion has created large number of hippie class of people. Yes, those hippies are not there, but the tendency of hippie class people is still there in large number. Therefore, the liberals create the disruptive hippies, and the traditionals, they create the mechanical nerds, very concentrated and focused. But what does Gita teach us? What does real parenting teach us? It's a harmony between the opportunity which is available now. If your parents need money, you need money immediately. You have to get your life settled. Go for what you know and where the money comes, and keep exploring your passion. And if your passion can become your profession, then you are like Arjuna only, right? There is a growth, there is a stability, and on top of that you have the foundation of gratitude, the devotion to the Supreme Lord. Then it's such a beautiful reality. And such a beautiful reality is possible, and that is what this material world has been given by Krishna to us. The way we see material world, Bhautik Jagat could be a Karagraha, and Bhautik Jagat could be a Durga. In the fort we choose to stay. In the prison we are forced to stay. Therefore the scripture say प्रकृति बंधक नहीं है. प्रकृति के उपयोग के ऊपर निर्णय करता है whether this material body is binding or an instrument for liberation. Therefore we have to choose whether we want our children to experience real liberation or experience bondage caused by reckless freedom, pampered, a mechanistic information, non-experiencing life of duality, so-called artificial selflessness. And the fifth one is experiencing life based upon the conflict between opportunity or passion. When we harmonize this principle, these are all the rhythms of life. These are actually the experience of world. If we do that while living only, Rupa Goswami made this principle very clearly. Yayasya harirdase karmana manasa gira, karmana manasa gira, nikilasya apyavastasu jivan muktasa uchyate. While living only, you are liberated. That is the whole process of Vedic Sanatan Dharma. Freedom while you being responsible based upon your own position. Otherwise, however much others tell you that you are liberated, you are liberated, you are liberated, when you know yourself, no, I am bound, I am bound, I am bound. So let us liberate in such a way that it is coming from the logic of life, it is coming from the rhythm of life, and it is coming from the wisdom of Krishna's Bhagavad Gita. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. If you have any questions, no. please बहुत से पिताजी बाहर सबके साथ अच्छे से रहते हैं, लेकिन घर में इतनी अच्छी केयर करने वाली फैमिली हुए भी उनके साथ मिक्स नहीं होते, ऐसा क्यों? So the question is, many times the parents or fathers are nice with outsiders but not with insiders. This is my observation. By very nature, the clan of fathers are very mechanistic within the family, generally speaking. You'll be fortunate to have father who is full of rasa, friendly to his children. Of course, nowadays again there are extreme fathers, they don't care, they are friendly to they're sitting together, smoking, eating and gambling. This is not a friendly father. This is a spoiled son of a spoiled father and producing more such as spoiled children. ये मित्रता नहीं है, ये दुष्टता है एक दृष्टिकोण से. So most parents, most fathers, if you ask my generation and the next generation also, they would always say the relationship with the father was very mechanistic. Does not mean that they did not have love. The whole principle was the generation was like that. The art of communication never happened. Nobody trained them. Biologically they became father, took the responsibility, raised the family very nicely, but expressing those sentiments of friendship, nobody taught them. Therefore I would not blame them. But now there is so much of information from the scripture itself, right? Forget being friend to the children. Many men would not become friend to their wives only, even though they take a vow in the marriage ceremony. मित्रता का जो साख्य भाव की चर्चा शास्त्रों में की गई है वो नहीं होता. So therefore everybody is a student in the school of life, and as late we learn, it is difficult, but learning should never stop. So therefore it is the responsibility of those people who understand, make them sit. It might be difficult, it might be challenging, but somewhere one has to take that challenge and communicate. Papa, you also have to become friend of your wife, you have to become friend of us. मुश्किल जाएगा उनको, लेकिन इस जीवन में प्रयास करेंगे तो अगले जीवन में तो मित्र बन सकते हैं ना. बिकॉज जर्नी इज अ नॉट वन लाइफ टाइम, इट्स अ जर्नी ऑफ मेनी लाइफ टाइम. अगर 70 साल के व्यक्ति है जिन्होंने कभी अपने परिवार के साथ मित्रता का भाव नहीं दिया, बट रिस्पॉन्सिबल, दे नीड ऑल प्रेज, ग्रैटिट्यूड. उनके बिकॉज दे लैक इन दिस, नेवर अंडरमाइन. No, their contribution is great. It is very great. But that's how they were trained. But the extreme side of the fatherhood, what we experience, is such a liberal parents, liberal father especially. The child can speak anything. Speak language which is not responsible. मित्रता को earn करना पड़ता है. उनको नहीं आया तो बच्चों को तो कर सकते हैं, वो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी लेकर. आई ऑलवेज टेल चिल्ड्रन बिकॉज आई इंटरेक्ट विद देम, आई सेड योर पेरेंट्स डोंट नो, लेट अस हेल्प देम टू ग्रो इन दिस. नो, दैट्स नॉट देयर, दे डिड नॉट गेट इट, लेट अस हेल्प देम टू गेट इन दिस. सो देयरफॉर दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. somebody asked question about the daughter is 5-year-old. I want to grow up her in KC, but my husband and my in-laws family are non-devotees. How can I grow up nicely to my baby? Her father is non-veg lover and maybe he will definitely make her eat. What can I do? Again, in one sense, if you see, it may sound extremely challenging. but from another perspective it is extremely diverse in regards to relationship. Since you are there in that situation, you want to practice spirituality and your husband is not in a spirituality, your in-laws are not in spirituality. Prabhupada talks about his daughter, his sister. She was married to a fish eating family, right? But she managed her spirituality, she practiced her spirituality, because we have to understand, you practice spirituality and let your child be influenced by, not because of the logic, because of the experience. If we give logic to the child, this is good, that you should not eat meat, and vegetarian food is good, so what happens? Unfortunately, the child will connect meat eating is bad, that means my father is bad. हो गया उधर भेद बुद्धि हो गया, मेरी माँ अच्छी है, मेरा बाप बुरा है. They may be conditioned by culture in regards to eating flesh, but they may know the art of being a good father also. Let us not create the conflict. Since your situation is like that, again it is case to case, since already situation is like that, do not separate the fatherhood from your daughter by consciously, unconsciously giving the signal, because your father is a non-vegetarian, therefore he is not a good person. So that challenging situation, let her handle. Like Dhruva Maharaj's mother empowered her son, told very clearly, she didn't say your father is bad, she told the fact, your father loves Suniti more than me, and therefore what your stepmother said is right, and therefore my dear beta, if you want to achieve something, you have to work harder than compared to others. And he did like that. So therefore, please, simply because of their eating habits, do not break families, right? She does not deserve, in the name of practicing spirituality, losing her respect to the father. There are many devotees, especially in the Western world, their parents did not come from a vegetarian background, but very nice, gentle people. Very nice people. Ask many sannyasis, including Radhanath Maharaj, about his father. There is such a beautiful relationship between the two. But the subject of eating, he has not rejected his father because he, I've never asked that question, whether he eats meat or not. Right? There are many such families. So it is very important, giving a different perspective, that the child should not give up just because he is a meat eater. His identity as a meat eater does not destroy his identity as a father. Bharadraj Rishi in Ramayana, he fed the Ram's army, which was combination of some meat eaters and some not. He provided them the food. So that is my first logic, and then eventually, slowly, if the child experiences the beautiful rather than the logic, again, न्याय मत सिखाओ बच्चे को, अनुभव दो. अनुभव देने से the child can reconcile between meat eating father and practicing spiritualist mother, and can grow in a very beautiful way. My son is 11 years, he can't digest loss and he gets irritated easily, and even he can't say sorry and thank you to anyone. How to deal with him? This is called as Duryodhan psychology. I'm not saying that he is Duryodhan. We are talking about psychology. We are not saying, if the child does not experience gratitude, if the child does not experience failure as part of life, no, that child is an unfortunate child in becoming, not that is now unfortunate. If we continue to condition the child to these kind of realities, you will not be there to deal with it. You will not be there to tolerate. The world does not tolerate the psychology of Duryodhan eventually. We see in Bollywood, right? What is happening in Bollywood? The Duryodhan kinds of people are bashed left, right and center. Therefore it is explained, पाप की सीमा होती है, अहंकार की सीमा होती है, और कंप्लेंट करने वालों की सीमा होती है, अहंकार की सीमा होती है. Right? There are people who would say, why the hell they are coming to this Bollywood if they don't know how to handle? You know, अभी सब कुछ बंद करके बैठे हुए हैं. These three things, you know, we have given too much of importance to three things. Entertainment is required, sports is required, politics is required. But what they have done, they have created three qualities. Politics has created shamelessness, sports has created hyper excitement, and entertainment has created limitless arrogance. Ahankar, asabhyata, shamelessness and hyper excitement is not very good for the growth of people, right? So therefore it is not a hopeless case. It is not a hopeless case. But as I said yesterday, because it is a, I am not here to, you know, say sweet words, because that will not benefit. You know, let us create the psychology of Arjun. Even at the time of when Duryodhan was lying on the deathbed, Krishna was giving an opportunity for Duryodhan to change, but he would not change. So therefore it is possible. A specific education, counseling, proper assertion of his reality for his own good, you know, diagnose करना बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है. और diagnose के साथ medicine 100% is there. 100% medicine is there. Today I was reading something in, you know, one explanation of Bhagavad Gita, very beautiful to give that hope. This person said, Sattva is the limitless resources of the living entities. जो सत्व है ना, अरे हमने अभी सुना कि निद्रा जो तमोगुण है वो बुद्धि को बढ़ा सकता है, कृतज्ञता को बढ़ा सकता है, right, when it is appropriately used. What to speak of their unused limitless potential? So understand the truth, which is brutal, but understand limitless resources to change. उसी गुणों को उसके कॉन्फिडेंस में परिवर्तित कर सकते हैं, उसके हट को डिटर्मिनेशन में परिवर्तित कर सकते हैं, लेकिन केवल विशिंग से नहीं होगा, केवल भगवान से प्रार्थना करने से नहीं होगा. प्रार्थना के साथ में उस जिस दृष्टि में प्रयास भी करना पड़ेगा, you know, and that is what our Dhritarashtra did not do. Can you explain with an example the concept of three identities: constitutional, conditional and circumstantial? You know, this we will be discussing in our course. You know, that's the whole course is based upon this principle only. You know, self-discovery is not selfishness. How to handle parents who behave more possessive towards their own kids and do not let mix with other family members? Again, that's an isolated growth, because the child is not only the child of the parents, child is the child of the entire society. तो पूरा परिवार समाज का है. Yes, the priority is the parents, परंतु parents are also seasonal. They are also seasonal. We can't expect mangoes to be having 365 days. And even during the mango season, you can't expect only to eat mango. ड्यूरिंग द लंच, डिनर एंड ब्रेकफास्ट, तभी भी उसको थोड़ा विश्राम देना होता है. इसलिए अगेन एजुकेशन इज इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर देम टू एक्सपीरियंस, experience integrated relationship of the family, friends, society, state, country and globe. How to boost up children who are already follow devotion but suddenly stop following. So therefore we have to again understand, did we give them overdose? Another example I read, in the enthusiasm of making their children Prahlad Maharaj, parents give them the experience of Hiranyakashipu. And this person gave a very beautiful example. When you are running with your child, what is your age? 25, 30, and what's your child age? 5. The intention to make your child run is very good, but what is the capacity of that child? If you force the child to run as much as you run, what will happen? The child will collapse. Therefore again, the simple principle is, when the parents wanted their children to be pure devotees without understanding इसकी सीमा कितनी है, कितना लेना चाहिए, कितना उसको देना चाहिए, इसलिए उसके स्वभाव को, उसके साइकोलॉजी को, उसके डिस्पोजिशन को समझकर, if we give dose by dose, that smaller dose of Krishna consciousness will be meaningful, a great experience, and it will help them to grow beautifully. Should we ask our children to practice the rituals of Krishna consciousness or allow them to explore what they want to do? Again, as I said, there is a discipline as they are within the responsibility of the parents. And part of the discipline is giving them integrated growth, the physical, the vital, the emotional, the intellectual and the spiritual. Now if somebody says that just give them Krishna, nothing but Krishna, that means we have not understood the Krishna complete. हम जिस कृष्ण की चर्चा कर रहे हैं, हो सकता है कि वो कृष्ण हम ठीक से समझे ही नहीं है. Otherwise, if you say just give him Krishna, what do you mean by that? Krishna, when he came to this material world, he came to establish dharma. And what is that dharma? Dharma of governance. The physical space, the kshetra, हस्तिनापुर में सही राज्य की स्थापना करने हेतु पृथ्वी में the earthly planet was trampled upon by the demons who had disguised themselves as the king. Doesn't matter to Krishna, it doesn't matter, forget those who are devotees, they can manage. No. Unless there is a material stability, for most people it is not easy to practice spiritual stability. Therefore, certainly there is no question of not giving Krishna consciousness. As long as they are within your control, give them the disciplined dose. But the disciplined dose of material life, a responsible material life, is more important as they grow. When they are 12, 13-year-old, you can't force. Try forcing them. Tell them to chant 16 rounds. Force them. That will not work. But you can force them to be disciplined. Many times what happens, parents are more interested in seeing their children chant, whether they get up at 10 o'clock or no. I know so many devotees children, unfortunately. They say, Prabhuji 9 baje uta, Prabhuji 10 baje uta, 10:30 baje uta. But I chant few rounds, and that is satisfying to the parents. And sometimes they may go, अच्छा है, कम से कम भक्ति तो कर रहा है. खतरनाक है वो, dangerous है. No, focus on their discipline and discuss the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita with them. allow that facility for them. So that tangible disciplined life with little, if you ask all those who came to Krishna consciousness spirituality from a diverse background, if you ask them, they will say, we don't want to miss on what we experienced as the children, but what we lacked was that Krishna consciousness. But if we ask them, what if you have only Krishna and none of these things, say, no, ऐसा नहीं चाहिए, हमको सब कुछ चाहिए जो हमने एक्सपीरियंस किया और उसके साथ में ये भी चाहिए. So therefore the extremes are dangerous, and grown up child eventually will choose whether to practice devotional service or not, but that does not cancel his relationship with you or your relationship with him, because he continues to remain your son, your daughter, your family member. Thank you very much for your kind attention. Wait for the announcement about the next seminar on nurturing your nature. Self discovery is not selfishness. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
RG Media YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe.